How do I-24 male handle my GF21 female sister's request to limit contact for 6 months? I-24 male and my girlfriend 21 female have been in love for almost a year. While our families don't have issues with our relationship, they're still taking time to get to know me and my background. We plan to marry in the next 2 years, but her grandfather is against love marriages, which complicates things. Recently, her elder sister approached me, promising to manage the family's acceptance of our marriage, except for their grandfather, where it's a 50-50 chance. However, she also wants me to reduce my contact with my girlfriend to 1 call per week and only use text message for the next 6 months. She asked me not to tell my girlfriend that this is her suggestion, meaning I have to convince my girlfriend to limit our communication without explaining why. The problem is, my girlfriend is emotionally attached to calling me 3 times a day, and if I push her to change that, she'll be really upset and might cry. I don't want to hurt her, but I'm not sure how to handle this situation. I don't fully understand why her sister is requesting this, but I trust that her intentions aren't bad. How do I approach this without hurting her feelings but still respecting her sister's wishes? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. If you really believe that the sister has no ill will, then you should be polite when you turn down her request. But you should turn it down either way. I think the fact that the sister wants you to not speak to your girlfriend about this is a huge red flag. Who's to say she won't use this to convince your girlfriend to break up with you completely? You're 24 years old. This is your relationship. Manage your relationship however you want. That is a crazy request for someone else to tell you that you should only call her once per week and only use texting. Respectfully, her sister can piss off. It's not her relationship. This is yours. You and your girlfriend decide however you want to manage your relationship. Sister is trying to break you up. Something smells fishy with the sister. I don't trust her intentions. It sounds like perhaps you come from a conservative culture, so it may be unhelpful for others to judge by their own standards, but it seems a very bad idea to collude with your GF sister. You and your girlfriend need to be working closely and honestly together on this. Don't have conversations behind her back. Tell her what's been going on. Without knowing the sister's reasons, it would be very easy for her to turn this against you and use it as a lever to convince your girlfriend and her family that you're not serious about it. My platonic friend, 40M, showed me some pics, 37F, asking for advice. Is there a subtext here? Guy the first have known for most of 20 years is getting out of a marriage and he asked me for my honest opinion on him before he gets back into the dating pool. This included him showing me some pics of him with the forewarning that some of them left zero to the imagination. He wanted to know if, after being married for eons, he still has it. I scrolled through them on his phone. He is in shape and is a fun person to talk with. To be honest, the pics were pretty good, but I never thought of him in this way before today. Is this normal for people who have never hooked up, or even beat around the bush about it, to ask one another for advice like this? He did not make any advance or keep on that topic. Just asked my thoughts and changed the topic like nothing happened. Is he trying to get somewhere with me? We do not live anywhere near one another and have seen each other once every few years in case that matters. I kinda like the boldness of it, but I don't want to look into it if he's really just doing what he seems to be doing. Thanks, all. Balls in your court. Oh no, I did not realize how that would look until I typed it. Well, you know what I mean. I think if he doesn't have many close female friends then he would be just asking for your opinion only. It is a pretty weird thing to do. But it is possible that he just needed some validation at a very difficult time where he may be feeling down. Might have just been fishing for compliments. He may or may not be wanting to hook up. My bet would be on he wouldn't say no. This is 100% a backdoor to flirting and texting interest. He's hitting on you without having the balls to admit it. And it puts you in a position though where you have all the power. If you are interested in him at all, give him a flirty comment back. If you don't, keep it super professional and then you guys can stay friends. It really could just be him reaching out for validation from a person due to distance and relationship he feels safe doing so. He also could be testing the waters to see if there's a possibility of moving to a FWB thing, but I don't consider that as likely. To me, it doesn't seem like a move at all. He is just asking for the female perspective. I, F, 29, found my husband, M, 34, toys, now what? I, F, 29, have been married to my husband, M, 34, for almost 9 years. While cleaning I moved our dresser and found women's lingerie sets, wigs, and dildos. The more I dug I found pictures of him posing dressed up or using some of the items and of other males in sexual positions in similar clothing. I looked at his stuff and found alerts and subscriptions on different platforms for femboys. I am open to anyone being who they want and loving who they want. I don't care if this is who he actually is. I can't help but feel betrayed and used. Some of the dates from his alerts or subscriptions match up to some of the few times he chose to touch me or take any kind of interest in me. I don't care if he watched porn or masturbated. It's the fact that he paid multiple times throughout our relationship to talk, text, camwork, and share pictures with only femboys. Even during those few times he got intimate with me, he never made any part of it about me. The minute he finished, he walked out. I feel like a beard again, but worse, was one for a friend in high school when his parents were around. At least back then I knew what the game was, but I just don't know how to look at him anymore. I don't know how to bring it up. I don't feel like I know him anymore. I have this gut-wrenching feeling that everything my life has been for the last 9 years will be destroyed, or worse, he will double down that he is a man, or it was a dumb joke, and gaslight me into believing him. I don't and wouldn't hate him if he was gay or considered himself a femboy. I just don't want my life used to secure his masculinity. Why are you worried he's going to gaslight you? Has he done that before? So then talk to him about it. You are still young. I would move on. Nothing against him, but I would feel like a placeholder too. Like he married you to put on a front because he didn't have the balls to be open about his sexuality. Screw that. I think the bigger issue here is he isn't living an honest life. He may be in denial or in the closet, meaning that he isn't going to be honest with you. And if he's got this secret life, what's the chances he gives you an STD or something like that? In one comment you say in the past he swept it under the rug. He isn't ready to tell you or possibly admit to himself that he's at least bisexual, more than likely gay. The reality is that none of this has anything to do with you, yet you're bearing the brunt of the consequences. I'm usually team work it out, but until he's ready to be honest with himself and the world, there's nothing you can do. Get out, never be a beard. You are still young, you deserve to be desired, loved and respected. Do not waste your youth. Wait another year, 10 years married. Then file for divorce. Social Security spouse benefits kick in at 10 years mark. He is who he is. You know this. You need counseling and/or therapy to help you get through this. Talk to a lawyer about a strategic divorce. My ex, 28F, left me for someone else and wants me, 32M, to take her dog. Should I? To elaborate a little and give some background, we had lived together for 5 of the 6 years we had been together. Also, we had just gotten married less than 3 months ago. Yeah, I know. She pretty suddenly told me we shouldn't be together. Then the next day I saw another guy with her on our Ring camera, at our house, and found out she had been seeing him for a few weeks. I immediately packed my things and left to stay with a friend and haven't looked back. It has been about a week since this happened and I have been staying with a friend. I work from home and she has gone from home a lot and still has the dog, that was originally hers from before our relationship. She is practically begging me to take the dog because she can't take care of him the way he deserves to be taken care of. The friend I am staying with would be fine with the dog until I'm able to find a new place of my own. I miss the absolute fuck out of that dog and love him so much, but I am leaning towards saying no because I don't want her to have any reason to come back in my life. But is that horrible, to not take the dog when I know he's not being well taken care of? Edit. The consensus seems to be, in short, to take the dog. Here's what I am thinking. I am trying to find a place of my own as quickly as possible. I think I will tell her that I can take him once I have my own place. That will give her more time to be sure this is actually what she wants, and my friend won't have to put up with a dog in the house. And if she does still need me to take him, I will get something in writing saying he is permanently mine, as well as get everything at the vet sorted out. Also, to the people saying to block her completely, unfortunately our finances are so tangled right now that I can't 100% cut contact yet. But I want to and will once I need nothing more from her. You take the dog, get something from her in writing transferring the dog's ownership to you. Then you have the dog's microchip information changed to you and take the dog to a new vet with you listed as the owner. If she shows up at a later date, you can tell her to bug her off. Take the dog and then block her. The consensus seems to be, in short, to take the dog. Here's what I am thinking. I am trying to find a place of my own as quickly as possible. I think I will tell her that I can take him once I have my own place. That will give her more time to be sure this is actually what she wants, and my friend won't have to put up with a dog in the house. And if she does still need me to take him, I will get something in writing saying he is permanently mine, as well as get everything at the vet sorted out. Also, to the people saying to block her completely, unfortunately our finances are so tangled right now that I can't 100% cut contact yet. But I want to and will once I need nothing more from her. You get her to transfer the dog ownership to you. Have her transfer his info at the vet as well, and with the microchip first. Then, when you take the dog, don't use any of the places she did. Go pick up copies of his records so you don't have to request a transfer later, and move on from there with the one loyal thing from that relationship. Always take the dog. Take the dog.